Welcome to WildHER Wisdom, the podcast where sassy meets savvy. Join Shelley and Amy as they dive into the heart of womanhood, blending inspiration, laughter, and authentic conversations. In each episode, they celebrate the wild and wise woman in you, exploring everything from personal growth and self-care to career and relationships. So whether you're looking for a spark of joy, a dose of empowerment, or a good laugh, you're in the right place. Let's get started on today's journey into WildHER Wisdom.
Oh my gosh, Amy, it's September.
I know. Where did the summer go?
Like, I'm not kidding. Okay, first of all, welcome back, WildHER Wisdom listeners. We're so excited that you're here.
Yes,
we're trying to do like a detective session on where the summer went because I think it just started yesterday.
It did. I'm pretty sure it did. Well, maybe a week ago. Maybe it's been a week.
I don't know. This day felt like a month, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we just wrapped and it was like so many plans and things that we were going to do to get ready. And then I'm like,
yeah,
holy crap, the summer's over.
I know. But I'm super excited to be back for round two. I feel like I don't feel like we had any kinks to work out in this first season that we had at all.
We're not kinky. Is that what you're telling the listeners?
I mean, I am. I don't know. Do I speak for you? I can speak for you. We're that close. Yes, we can say we're both kinky.
Yeah.
I just think that this one, it just feels, when you get that first round done, it just feels like a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
Like you want to do it just so the first time because you want to draw the people, you want to make sure everybody's excited as you are. And now it's like, we know that we're good at this. We know we're excited about this. We know how to do the damn thing. And we know that this next round and subsequent rounds of, seasons are going to be just fabulous.
Right? Yes.
I have some questions for you.
You do?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I do. All right. So as we said, summer's over because it was like yesterday or maybe a week. I don't know. Summer's over, whatever. So tell me a highlight of your summer and how did you spend your time recharging in this past, day or week, whatever we say summer is.
Oh my gosh. The highlight of my summer. Well, my son was home from college, so that was exciting,
And that was freshman year for him, right?
Freshman year at GVSU. So he was home. I didn't see him that much because, he has a girlfriend up at college. But he was around. So that was nice. I would say if I had to pick the single most fun thing, my daughter and I went on a road trip to Boston to do some thrifting. And we almost had to rent a trailer because my car was packed to the gills on the way home.
So I saw that. I saw the pictures of that. I knew you guys were going. So I have to have a follow-up question to that. What made you pick going to Boston specifically? What was the draw for that particular destination? Because I've been there once when I went to go have a visit with the fabulous Mel Robbins, but I did not do anything like explore the city or anything like that. So what made that destination where you wanted to go?
So I watch a little thing called Thrift Talk, the hashtag. And so I'd sent to my daughter, they have this really cool, like 2-story thrift store clothing, which she's really into. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. She's like, we have to go. And I was like, my 16-year-old want to spend time with me?
I know.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. You don't think about that.
Yeah.
You don't think twice about answering yes.
Yeah. So I was like, well, we're going to have to drive because when we thrift. And she's like, yeah, cool. So I said, put a weekend on the calendar that works for you. So we drove out, we did that. And then the second reason that was kind of secret is that I wanted her to visit Harvard because I could have never gotten into Ivy League. I probably couldn't have gotten into MSU. Okay, whatever. I went to college, got an MBA. It's good, but I was not the student that my daughter is. And my boys, bless their hearts, great guys. Not Ivy League, right? She's like the smartest, most spectacular person in our family that I'm like, let's at least look but let's not limit ourselves.
Right.
So we spent some
Right.
time walking around Harvard campus, got some Harvard gear. And I was like, "Whoa,
That's
could you see yourself living here? Ooh, this is cool." So yeah.
wow. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Well, I know that she's been like freshman year, she was president of the class, right?
Freshman,
No.
sophomore, and now junior.
Oh, sophomore too, she was. Okay. I
Hmm.
remember
Hmm.
freshman, but I don't remember asking you about sophomore. But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think that that's, and your local school is not tiny. So that, I mean, that's impressive,
Yeah.
you
Yes, she had a
know?
contentious race for junior class president, but she
Yeah.
pulled it out. The incumbent does have the advantage in these things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fantastic. So I didn't know that secret reason. So that's
Secret
awesome.
reason. Yeah, it was super
Yeah.
fun. So,
Oh,
so what
cool.
about you? Like, I know that you have a lot of things that you want to do in the summer, and I know summer's your sweet spot,
Yeah.
but what was your memorable moment? Like, what did you do in your downtime?
The reason I love summer, I mean, other than the weather, I love to be able to be outside all the time, but we have a cottage, as I've mentioned, I think before here. It's only an hour from home. And so it's so much, it's so easy to just run up there. And if we have to come home, we can come home for something, but it's strictly just a cottage. I mean, it's 2 bedroom, 1 bath, double wide trailer with a garage on the property so we can
That's all
store
you
our
need.
toys. And most of
That's
it,
all you
yeah,
need.
it is because you don't spend your time inside. I mean, we have 100 feet of frontage and most of our property is like at the lakefront. And we're lucky to have enough to have a pontoon. And so we spend time on the water, and water's my element and it's so peaceful. So to be able to do that as often as we did was awesome. I mean, and I say the last 2 summers I wanted to go to a few outdoor concerts, and even if it's just the local concerts and all of our local communities, there's summer concert series everywhere it seems like. So I went to a few of those, and then I went to one that wasn't a free concert, but we ended up getting free tickets because our family, someone in our family sponsored it, and it was like a yacht rock radio
Oh my
concert.
gosh.
I
Yeah.
know. I love it. It was fabulous. So being able to, spend time up at the lake as much as we did, and then actually getting to a few concerts was a highlight. And then I did something different this summer with organizing my time, because as much as we joke about the fact that summer flies by, it's totally true. And if you have kids in school, June comes and school gets out, and you're like those first 2 weeks, you just feel like, oh, I just want to do nothing. It's so nice to just relax and do nothing. And then, swear to God, it's August 31st. So
100%.
and I feel like I get nothing done, even though I like to be outside and I like to be doing things, and like I get nothing done. And so I started making lists this year. I made myself a list each month for June, July, and August, and I made a personal goal to-do list and I made a business goal to-do list for each one of those months. I mean, and it could be as detailed as, starting a new email sequence for my mailing list for business, or it could have been like moving hostas in my backyard or repainting flower pots, or, just like something big or something small. And so I felt like I could get things checked off the list through the summer. And I'll tell you, that that was an awesome way to kind of get things done. I felt a lot more accomplished but not rushed, because I was
Mhm.
spread things out. So I think I'll do that again next summer.
I'm all about time management and organization.
Yeah.
So I love that
Yeah.
idea. Anything to like weave in to my world, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I know. I know. All right. So your favorite summer tradition that you never miss, were you able to squeeze that in?
A little bit. So I am a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
I love gardening. It's super fun. My garden wasn't super cooperative this year. I had an overrun of rabbits and chipmunks who were I was feeding nature this summer. I was feeding nature this summer. So I did have some things work out. I didn't get, I would say, like the immense joy that I would normally get from going out. Oh, look at that bell pepper, because they were being eaten
Yeah.
before I was able to pull them off the plant. But I have done quite a bit of canning. I went and I picked strawberries in June. canned my own jam, picked blueberries, canned my own jam, got peaches from the peach truck, canned peach jam this year. I've done my fried corn. I'm in the midst of salsa season. So I'm now supporting the local farmers and going to the farmers market and buying them out, which I'm just, it's really, I'm giving back to the economy, Amy.
Yes,
That's
you
what I'm
are.
doing.
You are so supportive. You're all about the small business, the entrepreneurs, and the
I show
environment.
up. I show up at the farmers market with my wagon. I was there at the East Lansing farmers market last weekend, and I had to get my corn, so I bought a bushel of corn. And this poor family is there behind me. And, you dig all your own stuff out, right? So I'm there, and they're thinking about what they're getting for dinner as I'm taking 6 dozen corn. They're like, "Is she ever gonna stop? Is there gonna be anything left?" So finally, they're like, "You must be canning." I said, "I'm actually freezing. I do fried corn. I promise I'll leave you some, but I gotta count this in my head right now."
So how do you do the fried corn? I didn't.
Oh my gosh, this is one of the easiest recipes, and it is everyone that has it wants more. So you just go and you buy fresh Michigan corn, right?
Yep.
Michigan sweet corn.
Yep.
You get a tool. I got a tool from Pampered Chef where you take the cobs or the kernels off the cob.
Oh,
Then you go down the other side and make sure you get all the juice out.
Yep.
You put the corn in a pan with butter and salt, and you fry it until it's like the right texture. It almost looks like cream corn.
Yeah.
And then I have one of those where you can seal it where it sucks all the air out of it.
Yes. Yes.
And then so I package it up in like 2 and 4 cup things and freeze it, and it's great all summer.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
this year a little different because I'm really trying to get into my homesteading.
Yeah.
I am making corn cob jelly. So you take the cobs when you're done, boil them down, use the juice to make corn cob jelly.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm really trying some new things. I've been dehydrating my tomato skins to make it into a nice fine powder that you can add to soups and stews to thicken things up, or just when you need to add veggies or some nutrients. Doing that with my greens. I'm trying to live off the land if the chipmunks will let me.
You are. Yeah, I know. I know you started a lot of that stuff during COVID.
I did.
Right? That's when you started your greenhouse and stuff. And so all of that stuff sounds fabulous. I've never even had a garden.
You know what? I have a lot of house plants too that I started during COVID. Now I'm just like, I'm becoming that lady with the garden and the plants. Like I'm just that person. All my plants have names. They have name plates.
Yes.
But my life, like, my life is so busy. I have a big job. I have a business. I have a family. And it's like, oh my gosh. I'm going to show you this. You're going to die.
Yeah.
I grew an avocado.
I saw that. I saw a picture of it. I'm like, how did she do that? Did you literally take the avocado seed and put it in water?
I took it and I shaved it with like a peeler. Then I wrapped it in paper towel and put it in a dark place and just checked on it every once in a while. Okay. And once it had enough roots to go in my avocado planter. And now it's like
an avocado planter.
World. I am living off the land. These are the things that bring me joy these days, Amy. These are the things.
You know what, though? That's all healthy stuff. And I think that's super impressive. Honestly, I do. I think that's amazing. Amazing.
Oh, so what is your favorite summer dish? I mean, I know you have the boat in the cottage, and I'm super jelly of that. And I love water too. And I live
I gotta get you up there.
Through you. But what is like your summer tradition that you never miss? And were you able to do it this summer?
I don't know if I have a summer tradition.
Like it's bolt out of work as soon as I can to get to the cottage.
Yeah, it really is, to be honest. Like everybody asks, like, where, you have any vacation plans this summer? I'm like, we try to, if we're able to, we save our vacation plans to when it's cold here, and go someplace warm. So, I really haven't. I'll tell you one thing that I don't know if it's a tradition. I guess it's a tradition for the last 3 years. So our granddaughter just turned 3 in August, and she has her birthday party at our cottage. It's the beginning of August, and she just
Oh,
loves to have her birthday party at Mimi and Papa's cottage. And so I hope she does that for eternity, like
right.
we get it as long as we can, right? So I guess that's a tradition that we do look forward to, is having her birthday party at our cottage. Again, it's related to the cottage, but it is something that we were able to
Good.
host and make sure she feels special and stuff. So we love to be able to do that, because those kids are just awesome.
I love that. And I love what you said, because I'm the same way. People are like, what are you doing this summer? I'm like, there is literally no better place on the
Yeah.
face of this entire earth than summers in Michigan.
It's so nice.
There's
Yeah.
no better place. We have
Yeah.
great weather. We have water
Hmm.
everywhere. I mean, 4 of the 5 Great Lakes prefer Michigan. That's saying something.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like, it's so nice here. You pay for it in the winter. So
Hmm.
I'm the same thing. Like, my birthday's in January, my husband's in March. Like, we've got
Hmm.
to get somewhere in that time frame, because
Yeah.
the gloominess, for him, I sunshine from the inside. But he gets, a little gloomy. And so we will generally jet set to someplace warm during that
Hmm.
time frame. Sometimes we go on vacation, like
Hmm.
for our anniversary, which is in May, but that's getting a
Yeah.
little too close to good Michigan weather. But,
Yeah.
I'll go in May, but once June hits, don't ask me to leave the state.
Even the UP, like my husband and my youngest son went up on a trip that was partially a work trip for him, and then they tried to squeeze in some personal time up in the UP. And that it's a distance to drive up there, right? But it's such a untapped,
Mhm.
I don't want to say untapped necessarily, but it's just not as populated up there, and it's so beautiful. The waterfalls and Lake Superior is just like turquoise. It's just, yeah, it's awesome. We do have a beautiful
I've
state.
heard. I've heard. Now, I've lived in Michigan my whole 51 years, and I have not quite
Hmm.
made it to the UP yet. So I need
Okay.
to put that on my to-do list, maybe
You
for
do.
next year, because
You
I've heard
do.
so many great things about it.
You would love the waterfalls and hiking
Mhm.
to those. You would love to be able to do all of that and see all the beauty. Yeah, that's definitely something
Do
for
it.
your bucket list, girl. If you can
I'm
drive to
gonna
Boston, you can drive to the UP.
Probably the same distance.
All
All
right.
right. So we're going into fall.
We are.
Again, what am I still love fall, right? I'm
Yeah.
here to confess that I am going to be decorating for Halloween in the next week or so, because it is in fact next month.
It is. It is.
Oh, what exciting plans do you have, either personally or professionally? Other than
Um,
this, obviously, this is going to be huge excitement for you.
it's such a huge thing, doing this podcast. Yeah, planning for that and getting all of our wonderful lineup of guest speakers here that we will have. So, I have, I'm a coach, obviously, but then I also do the EFT and the tapping. And I've been able to collaborate with a couple of new places, as well as re-sign with a place that I have done workshops before. So I have a couple of new places that I've partnered with that I'm going to be able to bring EFT tapping either one-on-one or workshops to. And I'm super geeked about that, to be able to have more of those opportunities to present it, to get people to know what tapping is, the benefits of it, how easy it is. I actually started a separate Instagram account specifically geared towards tapping. It's called Tapping Out Burnout
Oh,
is
I think I
the
liked it
handle.
already, or followed
Yeah,
it, whatever
actually,
you
I
do
think you
on the
did.
different platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought, I've got my personal Instagram account that I do a lot of like business posts and stuff on, but I'm like, this one is really, because the topic of burnout is a big thing for me too.
Mhm.
And so I've got that geared towards there. So yeah, two new partnerships. And then I re-signed with our local university for workshops for EFT there, for graduate students and employees of one of the labs on campus. Um, you and I have got some things in the hopper coming up in the beginning of 2025. Um, and then I've got another coach friend that her and I have been going back and forth on another collaboration I feel like all these multiple streams are just fabulous to be able to adventure
Mhm.
in. But her and I are putting together a 6-week course addressing burnout again for women. So like burnout to breakthrough is what we're calling it, and that
I
will be sometime early in 2025 too. So not technically fall, I guess, um, but really more of the focus is bringing in opportunities for some one-on-one time with EFT tapping and the workshops and the partnerships with the new facilities that I've brought in. So how about you? What's coming up?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a lot going on. My daytime job, we have a lot of fun, exciting stuff going on, which I love being challenged. So that's super cool for me. I love being
Mhm.
busy and challenged. I'm rolling into my busy season in my business. So I'm going to be leading an Athena cohort starting next week. And that's an international cohort. So early mornings, but I love it. It energizes me.
Yeah.
I'll start doing my speaking. I have some corporate training that I have coming up. But really, the most important thing I have on my calendar for this fall is that I want to learn how to make the perfect omelet.
Oh, you can totally do that.
I don't know how to do it yet, but that's a goal I made for myself. I love omelets.
Yeah.
I love the way that they look and the way that they taste, and I have to go out to eat one,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be able to do it at home.
Mm-hmm. I've
So
never made one either. My husband can make them without a thought, like, and they're
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
So I don't know that I've ever fully tried, to be honest. Um, I think I've just like if I want one, he'll make me one, and I've never
right.
tried. I know that you can do it, and I know you'll post pictures of your progress.
I will. It's going to start with the perfect pan. So like
Mhm.
I threw away all of my nonstick stuff years ago
Yeah.
because I'm convinced that, and commercial romaine lettuce and sprouts, everything, they're trying to give me cancer. So I
Hmm.
have to start with the perfect pan. I don't think my stainless steel or cast iron is going to work, but I hear
Okay.
that there's some nonsticks that don't want to murder you. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm going to start, finding the perfect nonstick that doesn't want to murder me.
You don't
And
think the cast iron would be good?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I'm going to do my research. I'll do the
Yeah.
research. Maybe,
I know. I
maybe,
know. You'll
maybe.
do the research.
So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so we'll
Yeah.
see. So how
Good.
are you getting back into what, even though we don't technically as adults operate on a school year anymore, it feels like
Mhm.
we have to get back into routine
Mhm.
after
Yes.
summer and
Yes.
into the fall. Like,
Yeah.
what rituals or routines do you have to put in place to get you back into the groove, like focused and ready to do this?
Yeah. You know what? We've talked about the morning routines before here, and I feel like I let that go a lot this summer, to be honest. So like
Well, you
not
were
getting up
showering, you were
every
bathing in the lake.
It's true. But I'm not getting up early and doing my workout every morning, or I'm not journaling every morning. Like I feel like I'm more disciplined in that school year time because I've got more people getting up with
Mhm,
me, and my
mhm.
husband, my husband has actually been on a health kick the last several months and been getting up early and working out in the morning and eating healthier. And he's lost, I want to say, probably well over 35 pounds. And so, like,
And it took him like 5 minutes to do it,
I know
didn't it?
it's sick and wrong. Because he's a man. But so he's seen me do it and he's gone in spurts of it. So now he's into a regular routine and I feel like I've slacked a little bit. So my goal is to kind of get back into that more regularly instead of more intermittently, I guess, if that makes sense. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything for you?
Yeah, you can pretty much set your clock by me.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm very stalkable. Don't do anything interesting, but I'm very stalkable. So, I'm still doing my thing. When I start to falter off, I know that I need to get myself together. I do have an injury right now that I'm dealing with. I have
Yeah.
plantar fasciitis, so just got a shot of cortisone in my foot yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't stopped me from running because I'm hard-headed and I choose
Yeah.
violence if I don't run. So I've been
Yep.
running on it, but now I have this fancy new support thing and I got a shot. And so I feel like I'm going to be really running slow as fuck as normal very soon.
Yeah. What was it? What was one of your races? You had a kid in a costume that passed you or something?
I had a kid in Crocs beat me, but
In
listen,
Crocs, that's what it was.
I need you to understand, people. The Crocs were in sport mode. They weren't in clog mode.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They had the back on their Crocs.
They were flipped.
I didn't get. Oh my gosh, the race where I got plantar fasciitis, it's probably because I was trying to beat the 7-year-old this time. And she was stopping for water. I wasn't. She'd still be right back up. And I thought, gosh, dang it, little kid. But the end was on a hill. She was running with her mom. Her mom doesn't run as many hills as I do. So I really got him at the end. But
nice.
That's when I hurt my foot. But I pulled out the win over a 7-year-old.
You did a ton of races this summer. You did.
I did. I love running, and so I'm not fast. Like I was a sprinter in high school. They don't have sprinting events for 51-year-olds that I'm aware of. So I kind of started with 5Ks. I've done several half marathons. I've done a full marathon. To me, it's just moving my body. Running is what feels right to me. And so 5Ks, 3.1 keeps me honest, keeps me on my treadmill, reduces the violence.
Yep. All right. So, what's a topic or a theme that you're really passionate about diving into in this next season?
Oh my gosh, Amy, we've had so many great conversations.
I know
about what to do this season. Like, we need to talk more about the perimenopause and menopause. Yeah. We need to talk more about traveling, about women's shit. And then when we were talking the other day, when we had the idea of bringing panels on instead of just having one guest and just getting a few women who want to talk about shit with us. Like, I'm super excited about that. Like, I talked about like rage cleaning. Let's talk about that. I want to know more. Sure. Tell me more. So I just want to continue to dive deep into the conversations that we've already had and then explore some new things, get some new perspectives from folks.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get more active on social media, people. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of us and our faces and our opinions and things. So get ready to interact with us because we want to hear from you as well. Like what are some suggestions that you want to hear from us? Some topics that you want to hear from us that some people
of wisdom.
Pearls of wisdom,
as it
pearls
were.
of wisdom. What do you want to, what do you want to hear? Who do you want to hear from?
Right.
So
we'll what are you hoping? What are you hoping our listeners take away from this season of WildHER Wisdom over the next few months? Like, what kind of impact do you want to make, Amy?
I want, so much impact. I want them to come away with a lot of actionable takeaway items this time. Like when we talked about, when we had our guest on for travel last season, we were talking about early retirement and we were talking about how to travel inexpensively with, pet sitting on the run and things like that. I want some wisdom that is imparted from us and our guests, but I also want to have a lot of actionable items for women to take from what we have to offer. So I want the impact with the inspiration and some actionable items, I mean, things that they can do to feel like they're moving in the direction that they want, because some of us just feel, I don't know, maybe it's just me at this point in my life, but there's some areas where I just feel kind of stuck. I mean, there's a lot of, I read all the time and I'm listening to other podcasts and, there's just some areas that, okay, that's great, but what's like one thing that I could do, always trying to empower myself. And so that feeling of empowerment and actionable items, I think would be one of the things that I want to focus on.
I love that. Like I've really been, Atomic Habits is one of my favorite books. Yeah. And I'm a part of a Vistage group, which is really rewarding and for personal development and growth and professional development and growth. And we had the opportunity to listen to a talk by James Clear, the author
Yeah.
of Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
And I was reminded of some of the keys to the book, which makes me want to read it and listen to it and all those things again to really integrate back into my life. And one of the things he talks about is, everything that you do is casting a vote for the person who you want to be, for the person that you want to be. And when you think about that, it's like, what are the micro habits that you can take away so that you're casting the vote in the right way? And when you say you want takeaways, like that's also what I'm hoping to impart to our listeners. We're not going to change your life. Like, you know what I mean? We're not we're not a magic pill, but if we can give you something that inspires you or motivates you and helps you want to cast a vote into the person who you want to be, like we've done what we signed up to do here.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I've listened to that book only once so far. And it was, I think last summer, I want to say, or maybe it was earlier this spring. So it's in my library and Audible to listen to again, like when I'm on my walk. But none of this stuff, I don't feel like we necessarily share things that are earth shattering. A lot of the stuff that we share is things that women already know. And how many times do you have to hear things before they resonate, right? Or you take action and take steps. So I think, if we just keep sharing those kinds of things, and, you and I are both avid readers. And so I think maybe sharing more about like what we are reading and what we're taking away. And it's usually, I think we're the same, like most often it's more than one book at a time. I'm reading one physically in hand, and then I'm listening one on Audible on my walk.
Yep.
And, I think if we share some of those items that we're reading, books that we're reading and things, those would be other tips and takeaways. That's something that someone can go and get themselves and read and have some takeaways from. So, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Share
And
more
I
with
think
us.
it's interesting what you said earlier. You said, I think some of us, you said, well, at least I do. Like, we often think we have unique problems and then we don't want to talk about them with people because we think it's unique to us. Like, I'm here to bust your bubble, listeners. You're not special. Like, and not in the best way, you're not special. Like, many of us are dealing with the same things. And the more that we can bring out into the open, the more we can normalize discussions, the more it's going to help all of us. So
you're absolutely right.
As we kick off the next few months, what is your personal mantra or guiding philosophy that you're going to carry into this new season?
Oh my goodness. I don't have that ironed out specifically. Let's see, but it's going to be something around authenticity, because one of the books, and I'm just going to come back to one of the books that I'm reading, is The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, and it's about shadow work and blending, all sides of yourself. So focusing on more of that authenticity, like true vintage authenticity. Ooh, I like that. Vintage authenticity. I think I like that phrase. I'm going to go with that. How about you?
I like it.
I am. I'm going to write it down right now. Vintage authenticity. Yeah. How about you?
I guess my mantra, it's kind of like my mantra for life a little bit, but just be me. I'm just showing up. Gosh, I'm 51, Amy, it just gets easier and better. And I just wrote a blog about this recently. I heard Gavin DeGraw, I Don't Want to Be, his song. It's from the 2000s, for those of you who may not be familiar with it. I was listening to it. I was doing a Peloton row and I heard it and I just thought, that is the theme to my life. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, it may have taken me some time, but that is exactly what I want to fucking be.
Yeah. There's another song, and it was popular years ago and I've loved it since then. And now it's popular with even like high school, middle school age. And it's Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh.
And it is, if you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend you go and, pull it up on YouTube, but it's a magnificent song about basically nobody else can be you.
Right.
Nobody else can. Only you have the voice that you have, and your life is unwritten until you write it. So
Right.
yeah, love
Awesome.
it.
I am so excited, Amy. We could talk all
Yep.
day, but we gotta let our listeners get back to their lives, I guess.
I
So,
know. I know.
well, you stunning souls, unfortunately, we've reached the end of another journey together here on the WildHER Wisdom podcast. But don't let the conversation stop here. Keep the inspiration flowing by connecting with us on social media. Remember, we're going to be doing more this year. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram for a dose of empowerment and updates. And for those of you who just can't get enough, head on over to wildherwisdom.com. There you can connect with us, stay up to date on all of our latest adventures, and catch up on episodes you may have missed. So until next time, keep embracing your wild and exploring your wisdom. Remember, you are capable, you are resilient, and you are amazing. You shine.